Hey, what's up, peeps? This is Carlton Lewis, aka Mellow Melanin, aka Mega Businessman, coming to you live and direct from Jonquil Park out in Smyrna, Georgia. Hey, James, good morning, good morning, good morning. Thank you for always supporting my post. Hey, this morning I've been listening to T. Harv Eker's book, Secrets of the Millionaire Mind. I would definitely encourage anybody to get that book if they are serious about their personal development. I'm going to take a seat at this little bench here, and I'm going to chat with you guys real quick about your success and money blueprint. And he talks about this in his book, and what really sparked my mind about this was not necessarily T. Harv Eker's book, but something I heard one of my business partners named Dr. Raphael Spiller. He's one of the higher positions of my company, and he was talking about this. He's really big into psychology. He's a doctor, and he talks about your emotional blueprint and how you can only go as far. A lot of times, we've been programmed to go as far as our last name will carry us. And what he means by that is that we're programmed from birth to think like our parents, to take our parents' habits. We model our parents' behavior. We mimic their thoughts and their actions and their way of being. And a lot of times we get sabotaged by that blueprint. Our parents put in us a blueprint, and we tend to build our house, basically, our lives, basically, off of that blueprint. So you got to get to the point to where you understand that you're operating off a blueprint, especially if you're not getting the results that you really want to get. You need to understand that your success and money blueprint may be stopping you from getting to the levels that you really desire. And T. Harv Eker really dives deep in his book. If anybody wants to get the recording of Dr. Spiller where he breaks it down, I will send that to you. Just inbox me. But if you haven't gotten The Secrets of the Millionaire Mind, I would encourage you to read that book. I have it on audiobook so I can listen to it while I'm driving. But think about what he's saying. If you're reaching a certain point and you can't break that ceiling, a lot of times it's because your emotional blueprint won't let you break that ceiling. I'm gonna say that again. Many times we get to a point and we reach a ceiling and we can't get past that ceiling. It's our success and money blueprint that's keeping us from getting to that level, from breaking through that ceiling. He talks about that as far as like money. A lot of us are set. Our money blueprint is set to earn a certain amount of money, whether it's $20,000 a year, $30,000 a year, $50,000, $100,000, $1 million, $500,000, $5 million, even 10 million or 100 million. Our blueprint is set a certain way. And if we want to see some changes in that, if we're not content, we're not comfortable with that, with what our blueprint, the results of our blueprint, then we need to do something else. We need to learn some techniques, change the emotional blueprint. So I'm glad I noticed there's a lot of things people talk about, how do you change this, right? One of the ways you change it is by affirmations. Another way, and I will recommend you do your affirmations early in the morning and right before you go to bed, and visualize with feeling those affirmations. 2 keys to manifesting things, to visualization. Affirmation, 2 keys to manifesting. All right, two of the main things: thinking and feeling. You've got to get the feeling. You got to get the head in it, and you got to get your heart in it. You get your head and heart in alignment. And then the third thing is move your feet. Move your feet. Once you're clear about what you want, you can see it, you can taste it, you can smell it, you feel like you can touch it. But every time you get right there, something happens. Something that you need to change in your blueprint. We all have a blueprint. We all have a blueprint. If we heard things like money doesn't grow on trees, I heard that. I heard I don't have any money. I can't afford it. So I've worked hard to change my own emotional blueprint. And I instilled that into my daughter. She's old enough to understand, thinking, the reaction, cause and effect. So I instill that in her too. I instill that in other people that I come across. It could be some random person, customers that I pick up, and it doesn't matter. Sometimes people need that. Sometimes we need to examine, and not be afraid to examine the way we think, our emotional patterns, our money patterns, our success patterns, because those are the things that are holding us back. All right, I hope you got getting some good energy from this. Hope you're getting some good value from this. Definitely go ahead and get that book. It is the bomb, okay? Now, T. Harv I'm not saying it's all groundbreaking, brand new stuff, but he put it all in one place that everybody can get to it. And I would recommend you get this book, listen to it or read it over and over and over, and digest it, assimilate it, okay? It become absorbed in this thinking. If you're not getting the results that you want, you have the power to change it. I just got off a morning motivational call, right? Morning motivation call. And the gentleman's name was Gene. I don't want to mess up his last name, but Gene talked about that. How much power we have to determine what kind of day we're going to have. How much power we have to change things. Course correct. I talked about course correction the day before yesterday on the Facebook Live. Don't be afraid to course correct. And a lot of people are afraid to go against the grain, because something their parents said. And a lot of times the things that our parents say to us are some value that has been passed down from their parent. Now, I'm not going to say that all values that we get from our parents is correct, because they're not. They may not align with who we want to be as a person. And once you become an adult, you have the power. You have the power of choice, number one, but you owe it to yourself to figure that out once you become an adult. You have the power to create your own values. If the values that your parents have, a value like, I don't have any money, I don't have enough, I don't have enough, you start feeling like you're not enough. And that's a whole different topic. But when you continue to think you don't have enough, if you continually hear that, you continually hear it, and you see what kind of pain really that it puts people in, you may remember the pain. So you'll sabotage yourself unknowingly because of something somebody else programmed into your mind. The programming of your mind creates the thoughts. It helps create the thoughts, which help create the feelings, which in turn transfers into actions, and your actions turn into your results. And if you want to change that, you got to start with the programming. You got to start with what you're putting in your mind. What are you putting in your mind? If you're an adult, you can control that. You can control what you're putting in your mind. You have no excuses. All right? Excuses, I learned a long time ago, excuses are tools of incompetence, and those who use them are building monuments of nothingness and shall not amount to anything. So therefore, there are no excuses. Take responsibility for your thinking. Take responsibility for where you are right now. Begin to change it. Do whatever you need to do, especially that's ethical, number one. Do whatever you need to do that's ethical, and there's plenty of things that you can do in this world to change your situation. But it all starts in here. It starts with your programming. Change this first, and then you'll change the result. All right? So I'm glad you got some value. I hope you did get some value out of this Facebook Live. If you did, leave a comment below. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe if you're seeing this on YouTube. Inbox me if you inbox me for anything, really. If you got comments, inbox me. You know, if you want to know what I'm doing and how I'm changing my life, you know, how I've moved from how I'm moving from the S quadrant, as Robert Kiyosaki talks about in Rich Dad, Poor Dad's Cash Flow Quadrant, how I'm moving from the S quadrant. I already left the E quadrant. I'm in the S quadrant now, and I'm moving into the business and investor quadrant. Hey, Sarita, how you doing, superstar? So, yeah, you have questions about that? I'm moving into the investor quadrant hard. I've been there before, but I'm in a different realm right now with Forex. I want to put my money to work. I want my money to work just as hard as I work, and you should want yours to work as hard as you work too. All right? I'm not telling anybody to quit their job. What I'm saying is take some of the money from your job, your working income, and T. Harv Eker talks about this too in that book. Take some of your working income and put it in your savings and in your investments, and watch your life change and simplify your life. Those are the 4 key areas, man. I'm out. Have a great day. Peace.